जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा नयन नाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंसाष्टतर सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंसा शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पादकमलम् श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD Bhagavatam. Now there were many celebrations in between, so let me see what was the topic. Yes, Prithu Maharaj did 99 yagyas. Then Vishnu appeared and he told about the good qualities of Prithu Maharaj, and Prithu Maharaj also prayed to Supreme Lord for his service. Then Supreme Lord blessed him. The Lord, the seer of the universe, after hearing Prithu Maharaj's prayer, addressed the king. My dear king, may you always be blessed by engaging in my devotional service. Only by such purity of purpose, as you yourself very intelligently express, can one cross over the insurmountable illusory energy of Maya. My dear king, O protector of the citizens, henceforward be very careful to execute my orders and not be misled by anything. Anyone who lives in that way, simply carrying out my orders faithfully, will always find good fortune all over the world. Then, so only by devotional service we can do good to ourselves and also to others. We can cross over Maya and attain a real blissful life. Then the great sage Maitreya told Vidur, the Supreme Personality of Godhead amply appreciated the meaningful prayers of Maharaj Prithu. Thus, after being properly worshipped by the king, the Lord blessed him and decided to depart. This is what we heard last time. Now, new verse. Devarshi Pitri Gandharva Siddha Charana Panagaha Kinarapsaraso Martya Khaga Bhutani Anekashaha Yageshwara Dhyaragya Vak Vitanjali Bhakti Taha Sabhajita Yayu Sarve Vaikuntanu Gathas Tataha. King Prithu worshipped the demigods, the great sages, the inhabitants of Pitriloka, the inhabitants of Gandharvaloka and those of Siddhaloka, Charanaloka, Panagaloka, Kinaraloka, Apsaraloka, the earthly planets and the planets of the birds. He also worshipped many other living entities who presented themselves in the sacrificial arena. With folded hands he worshipped all these, as well as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the personal associates of the Lord, by offering sweet words and as much wealth as possible. After this function, they all went back to their respective abodes, following in the footsteps of Lord Vishnu. This is the system of Yagya. You have to worship Supreme Lord and all in relation to Him. Not separately, but in relation to Him. You will find in Upanishads descriptions of Yagya. So that is not that he is worshipping them separately. Because if you water the root of tree, whole tree is nourished. So by worshipping Supreme Lord, you worship everyone. But here, this is one kind of worship of Supreme Lord, where you worship Him and all as His servants, as related to Him. So this is what he did. Yes, by sweet words, by prayers, and also by wealth. As you already heard before, Prithu Maharaj is example of one who does puja properly. That archanam in ninefold devotion, Parikit Maharaj by hearing, Shukadev by Kirtan speaking, so Prithu Maharaj by Archan, he got ultimate goal of life. He did it properly according to Shastra. Bhagavan api rajarshe sopadhyayasya chachyutaha haran iva mano mushya swadhama pratyapadyata. The infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead, having captivated the minds of the king and the priests who were present, returned to his abode in the spiritual sky. If you get darshan of Supreme Lord, as we heard yesterday, if you have devotion, then you will be so much attracted to Him. He will steal your mind, captivate your mind. So attractive. But you need devotion to feel that. Like iron is attracted to magnet when iron is pure, no any rust. So if there are any offenses present, like in demons, then you will not feel that attraction. But normally, those who are devotees, they will feel. Adrishtaya namaskritya nripa sandarshitatmane avyaktaya cha devanam devaya swapuram yayo. King Prithu then offered his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Lord of all demigods. Although not an object of material vision, the Lord revealed himself to the sight of Maharaj Prithu. After offering obeisances to the Lord, the king returned to his home. This is very important point. Rupa Goswami wrote that verse. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grajya Mindre Sevan Mukhi Jivado Swayameva Spuratada. Krishna's transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, associates, dham, they cannot be perceived by material senses. Gross, eyes, ears, tongue, all these gross and subtle also by mind, intelligence, ego, you cannot perceive. Because Supreme Lord is transcendental, eternal, and this is all material, non-eternal. So it is not possible. But if Supreme Lord wants to reveal himself to a devotee, to a surrendered soul, then you can see. But then those will not be material senses. They will be spiritualized, purified senses, those engaged in the service of Krishna. Also there in that verse in Upanishad, you cannot attain Supreme Lord unless he chooses to reveal himself to you. His own will is there. And in Vedanta Sutra is explained, he will choose one who is surrendered to him. And sometimes also Supreme Lord appears, he manifests in this world, like Krishna or Nrsimha, he will manifest. Everyone can see with these eyes, but not all will recognize who he is. Like now, when not manifest, we cannot see. Those who have transcendental eyes, they can see Supreme Lord and his Lila. In their heart, in their spiritual vision, they can see. But other people cannot. But when Krishna comes as avatar, when he descends, then everyone can see with these material eyes. But they will not understand who he is. Like Diti. Now Diti is here, is Krishna. But we see is a stone. It is not a stone. We see like that. But those who have devotional spiritual eyes, they can see Krishna is there. Yes, here Sai Maharaj is telling this same point. The Supreme Lord is not visible to material eyes, but when the material senses are inclined to the transcendental loving service of the Lord and are thus purified, the Lord reveals himself to the vision of the devotee. Avyakta means unmanifested. Although the material world is the creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is unmanifested to material eyes. Maharaj Prithu, however, developed spiritual eyes by his pure devotional service. Here, therefore, the Lord is described as Sandarshitatma, for he reveals himself to the vision of the devotee, although he is not visible to ordinary eyes. Always there is his will is there. Therefore, we cannot think that by my sadhana I will get darshan. I can force darshan. No, impossible. By our sadhana, we can attract Krishna to reveal himself, but not force. He has to decide, he has to will to reveal, and he will do so to a surrendered soul, one who is practically engaged in his devotional service under the guidance of Guru and Shastra. Means a bona fide process must be there. Not that whimsically I will do something saying, yes, this is for Krishna's satisfaction. No. In Shastra, many things are there, but we have to do what Guru says. Guru is taking that proper engagement from Shastra for us, or by inspiration of Supreme Lord, then that will be accepted as service. And to such service inclined devotee, Krishna will reveal himself. The next chapter, 21. Instructions by Maharaj Prithu. Maitreya Uvach. Moktikeich kushuma sragbir dukuleich svarna taraneich maha surabibir dhupair manditam tatra tatra vai. The great sage Maitreya told Vidur, when the king entered his city, it was very beautifully decorated to receive him with pearls, flower garlands, beautiful cloth, and golden gates. And the entire city was perfumed with highly fragrant incense. Dhup, dhup, deep dhup. When you offer, you have to say that dhup. Chandana aguru toyardra Ratya Chatvara Margavat Pushpakshata Palais Tokmair Lajair Archibir Architam. Fragrant water distilled from sandalwood and aguru herb was sprinkled everywhere on the lanes, roads and small parks throughout the city, and everywhere were decorations of unbroken fruits, flowers, wetted grains, varied minerals, and lamps, all presented as auspicious paraphernalia. Here in Western countries, we cannot understand this point of sprinkling the roads with water. But if you go to India, there you can see. They're still doing. They will sprinkle. And this is with some sand like this, nice. This is to receive proper, because in India it is more hot and also dust is there. So this is one kind of service. If you sprinkle water to make it nice for receiving. And also decorations. These grains, this in Western countries, not like this. But in India you will find, or some sweets they will throw. Lamps. Savrindai, Kadali Stambai, Puga Potei, Parishkritam, Taru Pallava Malabhihi, Sarvatah Samalankritam. At the street crossings there were bunches of fruits and flowers, as well as pillars of banana trees and betel nut branches. This is always, whenever there is any festival in India, that banana, that pillars must be there, sure, and leaves and coconut and up, fruits, everything, garlands. All these combined decorations everywhere looked very attractive. And mango leaves also, they are making nice, like on a string, and they are hanging down mango leaves. Praja Stam Deepa Balibih Sambrita Shesha Mangalai Abhiyur Mrishta Kanyascha Mrishta Kundala Manditaha. As the king entered the gate of the city, all the citizens received him with many auspicious articles like lamps, flowers, and yogurt. The king was also received by many beautiful unmarried girls whose bodies were bedecked with various ornaments, especially with earrings which collided with one another. This is Kanyai. Yes, Kanyacha. Yes, they're receiving, that is also auspicious. Kumari. Yes, Kumari, or unmarried girls untouched by the hand of any member of the opposite sex, are auspicious members of society. There is auspicious when they receive. Shanka Dundubi Ghoshena Brahma Ghoshena Chartvijam Vivesha Bhavanam Viraha Stuya Mano Gatasmayaha. When the king entered the palace, conch shells and kettle drums were sounded, priests chanted Vedic mantras, and professional reciters offered different prayers. But in spite of all this ceremony to welcome him, the king was not the least bit affected. Already he got higher taste of service of Supreme Lord. Pujitah pujayam asa tatra tatra mahayashaha pauran jana padam stam stan pritah priyavara pradaha. Both the important citizens and the common citizens welcomed the king very heartily, and he also bestowed upon them their desired blessings. Like those who are pure devotees, they are amanina, they never desire any kind of respect or any reception or anything. And they are also not happy when they get. This is not like for materialists. They will become very happy, and if someone will criticize them, that will be like death to them. But pure devotee is neutral, equipoised, in praise or blame. This is same for him, because he is only thinking about how to serve Supreme Lord, not about worldly things. So he was not affected by such grand reception. Sa evam adinya navadya cheshtitaha karmani bhuyamsi mahan mahatamaha kurvan shasha savani mandalam yasha spitam nidhaya ruruhe parampadam. King Prithu was greater than the greatest soul and was therefore worshipable by everyone. He performed many glorious activities in ruling over the surface of the world and was always magnanimous. After achieving such great success and a reputation which spread throughout the universe, he at last obtained the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Parampadam, Tad Vishnu Paramangpadam. His lotus feet of Vishnu, or Parangpadam also can mean abode of Vishnu. So he did his duty as ordered by Supreme Lord. He obeyed his orders, and at last he obtained the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, here in commentary, thus at the ultimate end of life be promoted to the transcendental world, which is called Parampadam. Parampadam, or the Vaikuntha planets, can be achieved only by devotional service. Parampadam. Sutta Uvach. Tat adi rajasya yasho vijrimbitam gunair asheshair gunavat sabhajitam kshata maha bhagavatah sadaspate Kausharavim praha grinantam archayan. Sutta Goswami continued, O Shaunaka, leader of the great sages, after hearing Maitreya speak about the various activities of King Prithu, the original king, who was fully qualified, glorified and widely praised all over the world, Vidur, the great devotee, very submissively worshipped Maitreya Rishi and asked him the following question: that Tad Vishnu Paramangpadam, that supreme abode of Vishnu, can abode of Vishnu also means the heart of pure devotee. Tomara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram. We are singing. In your heart, O Vaishnava Thakur, Supreme Lord is always residing. So that abode, that heart of pure devotee, that is also eternal. And devotees, they can see that. That is also, can be, that meaning can also come. Or either transcendental Vaikuntha, like above this material universe, or in the heart of pure devotee also Vishnu or Supreme Lord Krishna manifests himself. There is Vrindavan in his heart. So here Vidur asked, Vidur Uvach, so Vishiktaha Pritur Viprair Labdha Shesha Surarhanaha Bibratsa Vaishnavam Tejo Bahor Yabhyam Dudoha Gam. Vidur said, my dear Brahmana Maitreya, it is very enlightening to understand that King Prithu was enthroned by great sages and Brahmanas. All the demigods presented him with innumerable gifts, and he also expanded his influence upon personally receiving strength from Lord Vishnu. Thus he greatly developed the earth. You remember, first they installed Vena, the son of Anga, king. But Vena was very wicked. He stopped all yagyas, all worship of Supreme Lord. He said, I have to be worshipped, I am Supreme Lord. Then, when they saw he is great, and they advised him, you don't do this, you support yagyas, but he did not listen. So then they killed him, and then again from the body they churned the hands. Then King Prithu Maharaj came out. Then they enthroned him. And all demigods presented, and he personally got strength from Lord Vishnu. Kon vasya kirtim na shrinoti abhigyo yat vikra mochishtam ashesha bhupaha lokah sapala upajivanti kamam adyapi tanme vada karma shuddham. Prithu Maharaj was so great in his activities and magnanimous in his method of ruling that all the kings and demigods on the various planets still follow in his footsteps. Who is there who will not try to hear about his glorious activities? The only one who is envious, but others will want to hear. They will appreciate. That is why this Bhagavatam is not meant for those who are envious. Nirmatsaranang satam. Those who are non-envious, they can understand Bhagavatam, because in Bhagavatam there are glories of Supreme Lord and his devotees. I wish to hear more and more about Prithu Maharaj because his activities are so pious and auspicious. Maitreya Uvach, Ganga Yamunayor Nadyor Antarakshetram Avasan Arabdhan Eva Bhubuje Bhogan Punya Jihasaya. The great saintly sage Maitreya told Vidur, my dear Vidur, King Prithu lived in the tract of land between the two great rivers, Ganges and Jamuna. Because he was very opulent, it appeared that he was enjoying his destined fortune in order to diminish the results of his past pious activities. We all have this karma, prarabdha karma, results of our actions from past lives and in this life. If you do sinful activities, then you will have to suffer diseases, other suffering like this. But if you did good, then you will have opulence, beauty, fame, these things. But devotees, they are not accepting even these results of pious activities. You will find, I think Raghunath Das Goswami, he mentioned, or someone, I forgot now. Yes, there also in Madhurja Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he told that there are anarthas coming from sinful activities and anarthas coming from pious activities that will bring you worldly enjoyment. So that also you have to cross over. We also heard that Dhruva got that, but in his case that is Lila, here also Lila. So, but to show to ordinary people, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained, to show to ordinary people, they are showing like this for their faith. So he enjoyed all these things to diminish the results of his past pious activities. Yes, here also Sai Maharaj is telling in commentary, the terms pious and impious are applicable only in reference to the activities of an ordinary living being. It is not for, like here, this case, Shakti Avesh Avatar, or for pure devotee. That is not applicable. But they are showing like that for ordinary people. Sarva traskali tadeshaha sapta dripai kadandadrik anyatra brahmana kulat anyatra chuta gotrataha. Maharaj Prithu was an unreviled king and possessed the scepter for ruling all the 7 islands on the surface of the globe. 7 islands means 7 continents of the globe. No one could disobey his irrevocable orders but the saintly persons, the Brahmanas and descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is, the Vaishnavas. Anyatra Achyuta Gotrataha. Achyuta Gotra. When you do some Shraddha ceremony or some pious yaga, something, then they will ask you, what is your Gotra? Who are your descendants of which family? You are descendant of which family? Like Kashyap Gotra, Agni, then so many, that Brigu Gotra. But if we Western, when we come, there is no Gotra. So that is why always in all yagas and every time they Vaishnavas they feel that which Gotra, that gap where you have to write, they will always write Achyuta Gotra, means coming from Supreme Lord. That is all jivas, we belong to Supreme Lord, we are coming from Him. Achyuta Gotra, or Vasudeva Kutumbaka, the family of Vasudeva. Jatova Imani Bhutani Jayante, from whom all living entities are coming. So we are of that family. So no one could disobey. But sadhus, they are not under that rule, also not brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Yes. The word askalita indicates that orders by the king could not be disobeyed by anyone in the entire world. Such orders, however, were never issued to control saintly persons or the descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. The Supreme North is known as Achyuta. Yes. Yes, actually every living entity is a part and parcel or a son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is, material designations create differentiation in terms of caste, color, creed, nationality, etc. Different gotras or family designations are distinctions in terms of the material body. But when one comes to Krishna consciousness, he immediately becomes one of the Achyuta Gotra, or descendants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus becomes transcendental to all considerations of caste, creed, color, and nationality. Not all in India they can accept this fact. That is why that verse is also there in Padma Puran. Vaishnava Jati Buddhir. You should not judge a Vaishnava according to his caste, creed, and all this. Vaishnava is beyond this, so he should be accepted like this. But it is also true, in another sense, that not all are pure devotees. So that influence of their prarabdha karma is still there. So it is not that just anyone will little come to temple, get initiation, that he is like pure devotee. No, he is influenced. Beginners are influenced, so we have to give due respect. Also, many Westerners, devotees, they are devotees, they have faith in Krishna, but they are not always in knowledge of proper etiquette, proper behavior. But they should learn. That is important. That is part of devotional service. You have to learn how to behave, Vaishnava culture. That is why Sanatana Goswami had to write that Hari Bhakti Vilas, how Vaishnava should behave. So it is not enough only like initiation, yes, then you behave like as you like. And I'm Vaishnava, I can do whatever I like. No, in India that will not be accepted or anywhere. So we have to learn proper lifestyle of a Vaishnava. Then you can be accepted and you can do service for deity and like this. But otherwise, if you don't know, then you may commit seva aparat to deity or to Vaishnavas, to Dhamma aparat. So that is part of learning about devotion to Krishna. So you have to learn, then we can be accepted as proper Vaishnavas. But I saw many Westerners, they don't know many things about this. So naturally Indian devotees, they are little hesitant towards Western devotees because they don't know always how to behave properly and maintain purity and these things. Ekadasin Mahasatra Dikshatra Divaukasam Samajo Brahmarshinam Cha Rajarshinam Cha Satama. So I'm telling you, they are not like hesitant due to like they are not devotees. They are mlechas, they are yavanas, they are westerners like this. That is not the problem. The problem is because we don't learn proper devotional behavior and practice. So seeing that, like eating and touching everything and mobile, eating, mobile, touching everything, so they little keep distance when they see such things. But many Western devotees, if they get proper trained, then they can learn all these things. Then there is no problem. Once upon a time, King Prithu initiated the performance of a very great sacrifice in which great saintly sages, brahmanas, demigods from higher planetary systems, and great saintly kings known as Rajarshis all assembled together. So again, he started one yagya. Tasmin arhatsu sarveshu svarchiteshu yatarhataha utitah sadaso madhye taranam ururat iva. In that great assembly, Maharaj Prithu first of all worshipped all the respectable visitors according to their respective positions. Due respect. In relation to Krishna, that is proper. Amanina manadena. After this, he stood up in the midst of the assembly, and it appeared that the full moon had arisen amongst the stars. Prangshuh pinayata bhujo gaurah kanjaru nekshanaha sunasah sumukah soumya pinamsah sudvija smitaha. King Prithu's body was tall and sturdy, and his complexion was fair. His arms were full and broad, and his eyes as bright as the rising sun. His nose was straight, his face very beautiful, and his personality grave. His teeth were set beautifully in his smiling face. Vyura vaksha brihachronir vali valgu da lodaraha avartanabir ojasvi kanchanorur udagrapat. The chest of Maharaj Prithu was very broad. His waist was very thick, and his abdomen wrinkled by lines of skin. That lines, muscles, resembled in construction a leaf of a banyan tree. His navel was coiled and deep. His tights were of a golden hue, and his instep was arched. Ojasvi means lustrous. Sukshma vakrasita snigdha murdajah kambu kandaraha mahadhane dukulagriye paridhayo paviyacha. The black, sleek hair on his head was very fine and curly, and his neck, like a conch shell, was decorated with auspicious lines. He wore a very valuable dhoti, and there was a nice wrapper on the upper part of his body. This curly hair is very beautiful. Mahaprabhu also had curly hair. That is but nowadays you will see ladies, they have curly hair, but they will artificially, with that straightener, they will straighten their hair. But that is artificial, that is not proper. He had curly hair. Mahaprabhu also had curly hair. So as natural, that is beautiful. Yes. Vyanjita Shesha Gatra Shrir Niyamenyasta Bhushana Krishna Jina Dhara Shriman Kushapani Kritochitaha. as Maharaj Prithu was being initiated to perform the sacrifice, he had to leave aside his valuable dress, and therefore his natural body beauty was visible. It was very pleasing to see him put on a black deerskin and wear a ring of kusha grass on his finger, for this increased the natural beauty of his body. It appears that Maharaj Prithu observed all the regulative principles before he performed the sacrifice. So you cannot be like a king there. You have to, like for yagya, that dress. In our Mata in Calcutta, you will also see when there is Shraddh ceremony, so that person whose father or mother or someone died, he will do that, then he also has to wear new dhoti and that this chadar or galvastra that is proper for such rituals. You cannot do rituals in or arati like in jeans. Nowadays, this is very sad. In India, some also they don't wear proper dress for archan in jeans like this. Even Shraddh ceremony, that you cannot also do. You have to wear proper dhoti and these things. So it observed all regulative principles before he performed the sacrifice. Dress is one of those rules and regulations. Shishira snigda tarakshaha samaikshata samantata uchivan idam urvishaha sadah samhar shayan iva. Just to encourage the members of the assembly and to enhance their pleasure, King Prithu glanced over them with eyes that seemed like stars in a sky wet with dew. Those drops. He then spoke to them in a great voice. Charu chitra padam shlakshnam mrishtam guram aviklavam sarvesham upakarartham tada anuvadan iva. Maharaj Prithu's speech was very beautiful, full of metaphorical language, clearly understandable and very pleasing to hear. His words were all grave and certain. It appears that when he spoke, he expressed his personal realization of the absolute truth in order to benefit all who were present. That is, I felt when I first time met my Gurudev. He only said one line, everything depends on the will of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. That time I felt this, that he expressed his personal realization of the absolute truth. That time I felt Gurudev knows Krishna personally. First time I experienced such thing in my life. I heard about Krishna many times before. Also I was chanting everything. But that time I felt this. And it is true. Because it is true. That is why I was always very eager to hear from the lotus mouth of Gurudev what he was speaking. Because that was realized knowledge coming. And whenever he would answer questions, he would give right answer. Sometimes we could not immediately understand because that answer was so deep that you could not connect. But with time, then you could. And one time, some Mumbai devotees, they were asking something Gurudev. Then Gurudev gave answer. And then they said, we were not asking this. You answer our question. Then Gurudev saw they could not understand. So then Gurudev explained how he came to that answer, like step by step. Then they understood that really he was answering their question in a proper way, but they were not able to understand how that answer was really the question to their question, what they needed to know. But he explained every step. Then they understood why he answered like that. So we are not on that platform of living in the truth. We are fully in Maya and complicated mind and everything. So we ask something, then from that platform it is beyond our comprehension. So we need surrender. And so one time Gurudev was very merciful to them. He explained like step by step. It was not that Gurudev not understood what is our question. He understood better, but we were not able to understand the answer, how perfect that answer was. So this is the benefit to the whole world. Expressed his personal realization of the absolute truth in order to benefit all who were present. Gopis also said the greatest donors in this world, greatest well-wishers or givers are those who are speaking Harikatha. Real Harikatha means the glories of Supreme Lord from their personal realization. That is the actual benefit for all. Either chanting Harinam, like Haridas Thakur we heard. He was chanting Harinam. That is Hari himself. So everyone was benefited. Or Nagar Sankirtan Harinam or Harikatha. Or if you establish deity worship and you worship, that will also be beneficial to whole world. They will observe Arati, they will get darshan of Supreme Lord, they can offer some service and articles. So that is all merciful appearance of Krishna in this world to wake us up from Maya. Harinam, Harikatha, Prasad also, Mahaprasade, Govinde, Nama Brahmani, Vaishnavas also. Just they will go around, everyone will be benefited by seeing them only. Darshane Pavitra Koro Eitomar Gun. You just see a Vaishnava, you will be purified. Or you see devotional book, you will be purified. So then tomorrow we will hear. Now Prithu Maharaj will start to speak his personal realization of the absolute truth. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji की जय जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो शिशि राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगो शिशि राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय जय शिला गुरुदेव की जय जय शिला परम गुरुदेव की जय जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय जय श्री पंचतत्व प्रभु की जय जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय जय श्री श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जय श्री प्रीतु महाराज की जय जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल थैंक यू ऑल दंडवत प्रणाम हरि बोल